So we'll just do it. Just do it. We'll say welcome to Two Women Who Give a Puck. My name is Sarah Becker, and I'm the host, I guess. And we have
Hi. Yeah, I'm Tera Kane. I'm, I guess, also a host.
What by me?
You did?
I did. I invited Tara. I thought she was going to say no. She said yes. And I'm very, very excited that she said yes because I believe she has valuable knowledge to share on this topic. And we're both very, very passionate and very excited to be talking about the topic that we want to discuss and really bring to light through this podcast. And that topic is women in hockey, women coaching hockey, and women players in hockey, and really highlighting the environment that many women find themselves in within hockey, but not in the sense of complaining about it or bitching about it, but really in the sense of just highlighting, creating awareness. This is what we experience. This is how the environment feels to us, but then also providing solutions.
Yeah.
So both of us grew up, in Minnesota, the state of hockey, and played hockey in high school and college, and then now have found ourselves coaching our kids in hockey. And we had great experiences growing up in hockey, but also challenging, never necessarily felt fully embraced by hockey. And once we got into coaching the sport and seeing this girls in the sport, noticing that not much had changed since we played a few years ago growing up.
A few.
Just a few.
Yep.
So that kind of led us to, one, within our own association, we've done quite a bit with creating a space for females to feel comfortable in, and really starting the process of finding a way to get more females into the sport, coaching and playing. And that kind of led us then into this podcast to really create more awareness and create some change within the sport to help women feel more comfortable and invited.
Right. And to piggyback off that, I think the other thing we want to talk about is how do we, or we'd like to explore ways to invite more people in and have them feel welcome and feel supported and feel like what they have to contribute is just as important as some of the more maybe masculine personalities in the sport. And also, how do we find a way for our younger players to support each other and to have equitable experiences as maybe their male counterparts? Because that's something that we all notice is lacking right now. So,
Right.
Yep.
Right. And really just the basis of, women belong in hockey, and there's value to having more of us in hockey and making sure that the women who love the sport understand and know that they belong.
Yep. Agreed. And I think another reason that I was drawn to do this was I had a mom from that we knew in the community, and she said, "Oh, every time we go to the rink and my daughter sees you on the ice, she gets so excited." And I don't know the daughter, and so the fact that some little girl that I've never even met is excited about a female in that position, it's like, oh, we do have something. I have something I can offer more than just showing up. I can be a voice for people that get excited about things like that and be a voice for the next generation of coaches, which are our players right now. And I can help them find themselves in the same situation.
Right. Kind of that if you see it, you can be it.
Yep.
And unfortunately, in the world of sports, it's still only 5% of the coaches are females and 95 are males. So not very many females, or not very many of the boys even are seeing females in those coaching positions. And so that is something that we want to change and encourage, and just remind the females that they belong and that it's important. Like right now it feels very hard.
Yeah.
Like I know for both of us to continue going. So it's very understandable that females don't continue to coach.
Yep.
And so giving those females that voice and that encouragement that, like, yes, it's hard, but to keep going, and the why it's so important to keep going. And then also in the hopes to be able to start kind of picking away at that hockey world and that environment to make it more, I guess, easier for females to be in.
Agree.
So that is why we started this podcast and where we're going with this podcast, with the goals of, bringing more females into the game, coaching, leadership, playing, because it is the greatest game in the world. So there's no reason that we shouldn't be.
Definitely better than basketball.
Well, obviously. Yeah. I mean, that's a given.
Just had to throw that in there.
And yeah, so we're excited to have everyone along with us for the journey.
And to say we have some exciting things planned. We have some guests coming up that are nationally recognized female coaches, and then also some local people that we have met. And I think the thing I'm most excited about coming up, believe it or not, is one of the buzzer beaters coming in. And just one of the things Sarah and I started this year was coaching a women's kind of beginner level hockey team. And most of the women on the team are in their 30s and 40s. Never played hockey before, or if they did, it was maybe like on the pond with family, but are very, very basic level. And the way that they have embraced it and embraced each other and just grown so much this year, like, that was really refreshing to see, because that's not generally our experience. I've never experienced an adult player like that, and so that was super fun. And I'm excited to hear their perspective on how they felt about hockey previously and where they are now, and what prompted them to feel comfortable enough to join.
Right, because that's a big challenge. And a lot of women, if they're not 110% qualified in anything, they're not going to do it. And, they are obviously beginners. I call them our drunk mini-mites, because they're essentially mini-mite level, but they can drink.
Although they didn't drink 4 games.
No, or after. So we need to work on that for next season.
They need to figure out this locker room beer thing.
Right. But yeah, and that's part of this podcast too, or my hope and my goal for the podcast is that we're speaking not to, the 5% of the elite players, but to the 95% of us who are, just in it with our local associations or in it playing in rec leagues, and really highlighting the experiences there and then the opportunities to improve in that space.
Yep.
And yeah, so that'll be good. We'll have a lot of kind of local association level folks. And then, like Tara said, we have some people coming in from USA Hockey. And then there's this great research center at the U of M, the Tucker Center, where there's a program called Coaching Her. That's not necessarily hockey specific, but it's female athlete specific. And so we have them lined up as well. So I think we're going to have great guests and great conversations. And the goal is to have takeaways after every episode of how you can actually go in and implement some of these, suggestions or changes within your local organization, because that is the environment that we are hoping to have an impact on. Not the PWHL, not the elite of the elite, but the kind of regular, average, everyday hockey player.
Yeah. Agreed.
Cool. So that's it. Yep. So we're looking forward to going on this journey and having you all with us.
Yep.